Thank you for having us here today. My name is Dr. Melissa Rose, and I am the Clinical Director for Children's Assistive Technology Services. Our mission for CATS is to help children with physical and developmental disabilities that affect movement, behavior, or communication have better health outcomes, participate more fully in school, engage socially, and achieve greater independence. We do this by refurbishing and redistributing donated assistive technology. We educate pediatric clinicians, teachers, and caregivers, and we advocate for responsive and responsible public health policy. The need is out there. Children with adaptive equipment can now play with their friends and siblings. They can do basic ADLs or activities of daily living, such as participating with their mealtime or bath time, or activities where they can join their family. They can explore the world, moving and learning, and be more independent. This in turn really helps build their confidence. In 2023, we had the honor of serving 1,205 children, helping them get the equipment that they needed. Many times, insurance companies deny equipment that children need, or for children that don't have equipment. And we're also there to help with therapists that would like to trial equipment before going through the process of requesting it. We were able to provide 1,339 pieces of equipment to different children, and that cost was over $2 million that we provided for families. And the charge for the family is zero. Everything we do is free of cost to the families. We have several locations throughout the state of Virginia. We have in Moneta, in Richmond, and in Hampton Roads. And then we have pickup places in Marion, Charlottesville, Hopewell, and Fairfax. We would love for everyone to get involved with Children's Assistive Technology Services. And the ways that you can get involved, there's several. One, we have our big up and coming fundraiser called Hallowheels. This is where children decorate their assistive technology, and we put their pictures up online, and the community can vote for their picture, their favorite costume, for $1 a vote. This is a big way that we help raise our money so that all of the costs can be zero to the families that get equipment from us. So if you would like to help with Hallowheels, you could help by being a sponsor. You could vote at our trunk or treat, or come to our trunk or treats that are located in Roanoke, Richmond, and Hampton Roads. Another way to get involved is to assist with our scrubs. Almost everything we do is volunteer-based. So we have folks from different community places, such as organizations, join us where they come out and they do scrubs. We have college and universities that come with their students. And basically, we have our therapists that volunteer with us. As we take apart the pieces of equipment, we clean it, refurbish it, put it back together, and then we make it ready for the next person to use so that they can get mobility going. Another way to get involved is to ask us to speak with your community, with any of your organizations. We would love to have more people know about us so that we can reach more families so that they can get the equipment their children need. And then, of course, becoming a donor would be amazing. It costs about $300 to rehab just one piece of equipment. So any and all donations are greatly appreciated. What I'd like to do now is take you through our website and give you a virtual tour so that you can see how equipment is ordered. So let me take that now. Give me 1 second to switch screens. So this is our website. To get to our website, our link is atdevicesforkids.org. And to request equipment, it's very easy. If you go right to the tab that says request equipment, you'll see the different categories that we have. Let's just pick one and say that we need an adaptive seat. And here you can see we have lots of different options for seating. What I'd like to point out is that you can filter this by location as well. So if you're in Richmond, we can pull up the Richmond location first. And this is what I always recommend, is to look in your local location first. And if you don't see what you need, then to definitely go ahead and look at all of the locations. But let's say you needed a Riften chair. So we're going to go ahead and view the equipment. And as you can see, when you open up the piece that you're looking at, it gives you the specs for the equipment. This has a seat belt and hip guides, but this one does not come with a tray. All right, so maybe this isn't what you want. So let's go back and look under that tab again. And now we'll look at all of the places because you didn't see the one that you wanted. So let's say, oh, there's the activity chair you're interested in. Here again, this has the specs. It tells you about how large a child would fit in here. It tells you all of the different accessories. This tilts, it reclines. This does not have casters, so this one does not roll, but it is adjustable. It has a seat belt. It has lateral supports, which you can see right here. No footrest, but it does have a tray. So if I wanted to order this, the easiest thing to do would just be request equipment. And now it brings you to this screen. And this is what you want. And it prompts you if you'd like to make a donation, we would greatly appreciate it. You can make it custom made, or if you don't want to, you don't have to click on that. You would just update the cart. And from here, I guess I need to say that I want one. See? And then oops, my mistake. We're going to request the equipment. Okay, what's happening here? We're going to view our cart. Okay, so then it comes down and now it's going to ask you where you want to pick it up. So we looked in Richmond. So let's say Richmond is your location. You're going to pick it up. You're just going to scroll through and find where you want it. And that would be our Richmond location. Proceed to checkout. And now we're going to fill this out. Now mine is pre-filled out because I've helped fill this out before, but you're going to put your name and your first and last name, your address. The most important thing to know from this page is that we need your therapist's information. It can be an OT, PT, or speech therapist, but for every piece of equipment that is requested, I reach out to the therapist that is working with the child. And we do this to make sure that the equipment is appropriate, it's the right size, and that the therapist is able to either fit the piece of equipment for the child or teach the parent and child how to use it. Because here at CATS, that is one thing we are not able to do. We are just able to supply the equipment for you. We also ask for the child's name and the race, age. The height and weight is also important so that we can make sure the piece of equipment you're requesting is appropriate. We also have a checklist of some questions on the side here for you to answer. These questions are because we've had some grants that require us to collect data. So you can just answer the questions and then come down to the bottom and then place your order. And you can see everything is 0. Well, it's not going to let me place it because I didn't answer any of the questions. However, if we answered all of the questions, it would come through and you would get an email saying that your order has gone through. And once I have heard back from your child's therapist, you will then get another email saying that the equipment has been approved. If for some reason your therapist feels that it is not appropriate, then we usually have the therapist reach out to the family to explain why, and we request that they go through the inventory with you to find the right piece of equipment that will help. So just so you can look through our categories, we have adaptive seating, we have bathing and toileting equipment. We also have a communication devices. And under communication, we have a communication loan library. Now, the important part for this area is that each of the pieces of equipment in this area are location specific. So if you're looking for communication devices and you live in Roanoke, it's important that you look under the Roanoke tab, because of grants, we are only allowed to issue this equipment to locate to folks in that locality. And for the equipment under the communication loan library, we allow folks to borrow that for 3 months, hoping that that's enough time for the child's therapist to determine if this is the correct piece of equipment that would be beneficial for the child. And then they can go ahead and order it through their insurance company. Or if we have it under our regular tab of communication devices and switches, that is equipment that the child can the parent can request for the child and it becomes theirs. The only tabs where it is a loaner process is under the communication loan library and early access. And this early access is for folks in the Roanoke area. Again, this was from a grant. So we have to honor the grant by keeping this equipment in Roanoke. And these are pieces that after the child turns 3, they need to return so that other children can utilize it. We have power wheelchairs. We have things in our recreation. Right now we have a costume and we have a different type of seating system. Sometimes we have bicycles. Sometimes we have beach wheelchairs. We also have standers. So for children that are having a difficult time maintaining balance and standing. Therapy equipment, things under here would be neck rolls, we have IV poles, we have bolsters and benches. And the thing to remember is if you're going through these categories and you don't see something that you can utilize today, we always recommend that you look within a couple days or the following week, because we are always getting more equipment in and new equipment is getting refurbished and put into our inventory. So if you don't see something the first time you look, please remember to come back and just check the following week. It might be there the next week. So again, we have wheeled walkers and walking aids, and then we also have a whole category of wheelchairs and adaptive strollers. So this is how we get to our inventory. We do request that the family make the order, but again, it's very important that you have the therapist information so that we can reach out to them. Equipment is not approved unless we do speak with a therapist that is working with the child to make sure it is appropriate. Going through the rest of our website tells us who we are and who our leadership is, how you can get involved, and ways to contact us. I hope this has been helpful, and I am going to turn it back over. That would conclude my PowerPoint presentation.